look at me like that. I swear that something in the air so vibrant. Now I'm just pointing out the fact. Hey, I want you to tell me how you feel. Hey, you keep looking at me, looking at you, feeling so deep, gonna catch an overload. Looking at me, looking at you, babe. I've been looking at you all day. Looking so good, looking at me, making me feel like I do it all for you. Looking so good, looking at you, babe. Hey, I think I'm into you. You make me wanna put my roots down. We'll never fly unless we try. Unless we try, try, try. Wanna get it close with you. You make me wanna put my roots down. We'll never fly unless we try. Unless we try, try, try. Oh, and you smile at me like that. Hey, I swear there's nothing that could stop me, baby. Oh, I would fight for just your time. Oh, it's just something about your way now. You keep looking so good, looking at me, making me feel like I do it all for you. Looking so good, looking at you, babe. Hey, I think I'm into you. You make me wanna put my roots down. We'll never fly unless we try. Unless we try, try, try. Wanna get it close with you. You make me wanna put my roots down. We'll never fly unless we try. Unless we try, try, try. You make me wanna put my roots down. You make me wanna put my roots down. Try, 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 try. We could try, try, try. You make me wanna put my roots down. You make me wanna put my roots down. Try, 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 try. Yeah, we could try, try, try. Hey, I think I'm into you. You made me wanna put my roots down. Made me wanna put my roots down. Yeah.
Hey Wes, I feel like YouTube chat sometimes needs reactions like what Discord has, mate. So like the streamer or whatever and people in the chat could react to comments because that's hilarious.
I think I'm into you. You make me wanna put my roots down. We'll never fly unless we try. Unless we try, try, try. Wanna get it close with you.
At the end of this song, guys, I will actually make my appearance on screen. I just, wanted to give people a bit of time to sort themselves out, because I know a lot of you come across from Oz Flight Simmer's streams. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the little plane that could and our Microsoft Flight Simulator World Adventure around the world. Tonight is leg 48 from Jericoacoara to Fortaleza. Guarantee I butchered the first name. I'm pretty confident that I didn't fuck up the second one. It's you know, it just rolls off the tongue. Fortaleza, you know? And I want to Fortaleza around. The reason, a little bit of background for you guys, the reason for that name of the stream is Fortaleza is famous in Brazil for amazing beaches and beachside bars and this amazing atmosphere of relaxation and tropical paradise on a beach. So I do my research about where we're flying as well, just to, you know, prove that is in fact a thing that gets done. Let's do some niceties whilst we let everybody sort themselves out and make their way over, and otherwise I'm streaming to 4 people, which is cool because I'm streaming to 4 absolute legends. So Mr. David Jacko, hello mate. Many thumbs up to you too. I hope you're doing well, mate. Hope you're coping alright with the Victorian lockdown, bro. Calling Pigeon has got the thumbs up. Calling Pigeon, welcome to the stream, mate. The UK, one of our UK representatives. It's lovely to have you here. Leonard Rapier had a crash to stop loading the flight plan. I mean, you say there's a new one, but really, nothing's new when it comes to Microsoft Flight Simulator. There's always something that it just likes to throw curveballs. You know, a little bit here, a little bit there. Get a bit of the, you know, left, right, good night sometimes. Just for a little bit of added, you know, zing. Garwin says that he has time to get it loaded up. I thought today was Wreckfest. So yeah, guys, I screwed that up. I thought Monday was the 8th of August. Turns out Sunday was the 8th of August. So, Wreckfest is tomorrow night. 100%. So bring your want to crash into people tomorrow night. Because that's all we'll basically be doing. Garwin and Leonard are getting to know each other. Oh. Yes, there is a delay in boarding. That's exactly right. Sounds dirty. What sounds dirty? What did I say that sounded dirty that I actually didn't pick up on? That's different. Is that a best tugs? I don't know. Not sure. I'm obviously delusional to what I've just said. That may be construed as dirty. Name of stream. I just want to Fortaleza around. I wouldn't call that dirty. Amazingly, I know, but I would say the name of this stream is one of my more tame names than what I've had. David Jacko had a Big Jack for dinner and he thought of me whilst he ate it. David, if you need to think of me whilst you eat, that's your, you know, that's your prerogative. As long as it tasted good, mate, so that it really gave you that reminder of me, we're good. Yeah, it's very tame for me. I'm glad you agree, Wes. I'm glad you agree. That's at least until I pull out the whip and chain anyway. But I'm sure I'll have to do some more niceties as we go along here and welcome everyone along. But I genuinely hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone had a good rest since the previous stream. If anyone's done anything interesting, please pop it in the chat. I'd love to have a conversation with you about it. But without further ado, I'm going to make the big fan on the front of this plane spin because it's quite warm here in Fortaleza and I need some air conditioning. So, today's distance as the crow flies is not actually that far. However, I've taken us inland a bit because when I was making the flight plan, I noticed there was some really interesting formations in the land, and I was like, you know what? Let's go check that out. If it's shit, we can obviously turn back to the coast, but it looks good on the maps, so I'm hoping that it lives up to its hype, I guess is the best word to pick for that. Don't know why, but I've got the burps tonight, and it's really frustrating because it makes it very difficult to talk. So I'm just gonna go for about 3,500 feet at this point, nice and low, because we should be able to get a good amount of scenery, hopefully. And don't worry, I do have track IR all set up. I just have it off to the side and turned off right now so that I don't look like like I'm having a fit whilst I'm introducing the stream, because I keep looking over at the chat and the plane's going woohoo! Wes says that he got roasted by Shane tonight because he did a whole Bryce thing on me. He picked up a comment and said it could have been dirty. Ooh, that's good. It means I'm teaching Shane how to recognise the juicy comments within his streams. So I'm going to just... Seeing as the runway's just there, I'm going to make my way over there and pull up at the entrance to the runway. And we'll see if anybody else comes along and hops in, especially seeing as I'm pretty sure Shane's stream is literally on the verge of finishing. And then if we get to, you know, just after 11:30 and no one else has popped in, well, we've got a nice small group for tonight's stream, so that means you all get the personal touch. I'm not sure what the personal touch includes, but whatever it includes, it's consensual, I can tell you that much. You did something illegal in Uluru. Yeah, landing on the rock. I mean, you're not even allowed to climb the rock anymore. So, landing on it is very much frowned upon. Yep, not a problem, Tim. I fully expected people to be making their way across from Shane's stream on my Sunday night streams, and usually I really take my time getting set up, and we, you know, move out towards the runway nice and slowly. No one's in a rush on the Sunday streams. Usually the flights on a Sunday stream are only about 2 hours of time in the air, so I'm never really pushing. You know, I'm definitely not unaware of the fact that a lot of my viewers also watch Shane's streams, so I'm just going to roll with the punches here and take off. Will I take off with a tailwind? Oh, Garland's down the other end. Maybe I'll utilise some time here and we'll hend down the other end. Bloody hell, the English screw-ups have already started. And I'll also, when I get to the other end, I'll remember to turn my fuel pump off so I don't flood the engine. Because that would be not useful. Plane, can I have some flappage? I can't have some flappage. Why won't the plane give me flaps? I like to play with flaps. It's a long trip down here. That's alright. I got no power. Hello? Why am I not going straight? My rudders are all the way across. What's going on here? There we go. That's better. Weird shit. And also, why won't my flaps come out? Yeah, there really is a hell of a crosswind. I'm starting to realise that, going. That's alright. It's all part of the fun. Brett plays. Hey mate, how you going? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well and feeling well rested after a Sunday, mate. We're taking it very slow to get down and get set up to take off here, mate. So if you still need to load up and all that, bro, fully understand. I'm very aware on Sunday nights that people usually come straight across from Oz Flight Simmer's streams. So take your time here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in no rush this evening. We've only got about 2 hours of actual air flying time. So, and hey, Rudin, Mr. Helicopter, Mr. Pesky Helicopter Man, how are you going, mate? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. He's doing landing challenges now. Yeah, not a problem. All good. All good. Very crosswindy here. Anyone who's going to be flying with live weather tonight, just keep that in mind. It is very crosswindy. One landing challenge from you, Brett. Not a problem, mate. All good. Honestly, we probably won't take off straight away because we have people like Tim and Bruden who are still setting up, and I'm sure other people will pop in. Probably hang around down here at the end of the runway for a couple of minutes, maybe as much as 5 minutes, and then we'll just vibe to some tunes, and then we'll head off. Oh, Tim's already up in the air. I do apologise. There you go. Yep, not a problem calling pigeon, mate. All good. So Brazil has finally turned on the weather for us, and it looks like we're not going to be doing a flight today where the thunder and lightning follows me, which is quite surprising and different, I must say. You know, I'm quite used to flying with thunderbolts and lightning. Very, very frightening. David Jacko is going to put his vibe on now. I expect to see some dancing in the Discord, David. Even though I haven't fulfilled my dancing promises yet. I'm going to throw the shoe on the other foot. I don't know if that's a saying, but I'm just going to roll with it. Alright, so we'll hang around here until about another 2 or 3 minutes. And then anyone else is more than welcome to obviously just join us in the air. I do have the long EZ, or the long EZ, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I've flown it once. It's quite enjoyable. I have that thanks to Garwin. He was very, very kind to pass that on to me, and it's quite enjoyable to fly, I must say. So, if you're looking for a different aircraft, I recommend purchasing it. And had I have known how it was before Garwin passed it on to me, I, based on my experience with flying it, I would certainly purchase it without hesitation. Yeah, there you go. There's one in Tassie that flies in real life. Now that's cool. That's some cool shit. I'll give you that. That really is. Alright, I'm going to move onto the runway here, line myself up, ready to go, so that we can just basically hit it. It will stall, will it, go? And I haven't been able to get it to stall yet, mate, and I've tried. I've flown the Long EZ along with Brett on his African coastline flights when he uses like the P40 and all that. I couldn't stall it, and I tried. I really tried to stall it. So I'll just wait for my sous chef to come up the runway here in his A320, and then we'll go for it. Oh, Fozzie's taking off. I thought Fozzie was taxiing down this end. Okay, fair enough. Well, let's go for it. And we've got plenty of airports along the flight today, so plenty of opportunities for others to come in and join. Obviously, I need to get my Sunday stream timing a little bit more. Calling Pigeons just spawned on the runway, but he's in the TBM, so he should have no problems in catching us. Wow, that crosswind is intense. I love how Vruden flies that H135, and honestly, I can't wait until we get to Rio de Janeiro, because I'm going to absolutely do a scenic flight stream in Rio de Janeiro. Take a helicopter and enjoy, basically. Oh, I just realised I didn't throw my track IR on for that departure. Whoops. That was a bit neglectful on my behalf, I must say. Lovely to see you all flying along though, and hopefully, I do genuinely hope that my flight plan that I've selected lives up to the hype of what the maps have displayed, because I'll be very disappointed if it doesn't. I know I appear to be heading in the wrong direction. I'm just letting the autopilot do its thing, because the flight plan didn't actually show up on my VFR map yet, so sometimes it just likes to overfly the airport to sort its shit out, so I'm just going to let it sort its shit out. Plus that gives us time, and it gives Calling Pigeon time to get his TBM sorted and get up in the air and join us. Hello to the new viewers that have just joined us. Welcome. I hope you are doing very well. We've just taken off. You're more than welcome to join us. I missed Shane trying to land at Alice in a Captain Sim 777. It was hilarious. Jason, I'll be sure to go back and have a look at that. After I've done the flight, or sometime tomorrow or whatever, mate, because that does sound pretty hilarious. Based on Shane's experiences with flying aircraft in thunderstorms. Yeah. What are you doing, aircraft? Are you gonna follow the flight plan here? What's the go? What is the go? There we go. There we go. Flight plan has appeared on the VFR map now. But Jason, welcome to the stream, mate. I would say I hope you're doing well, but I know you are because I was just chatting to you in Discord before. I have Rudin on my ass. It's a kinky situation, I must say, but fully consensual. I must say, I love the fact that Fozzie has decided the A320 is the aircraft he would like to take on this flight. That's what you call commitment, because that's going to take some serious flying to maintain connection with us in an A320 as we all cruise along in our GA aircraft. Yes, you did land there today in your stream, Wes. Speaking of which, well done. For a first stream, mate. Pretty impressive, I must say. And you managed to sort of average 4 to 5 people for basically the whole time that you're streaming, which I feel is a significant achievement for a first stream, mate. So, you know, it took me until about my 4th or 5th stream before I had 4 or 5 people viewing. So, well done, bro. As Wes, the man in question, buzzes me in his Embraer E110 Bandarente or whatever it is. I'm not sure, but you've taken the E110 to its home country here, Wes. The Brazilian aircraft manufacturer of Embraer. Oh yeah, the comment about the scenery there, Wes. Not even surprised, mate. The scenery, especially across the centre of Australia, is just something that you can't put into words. You know, not many other countries in the world have such vivid changes of colour below. So I personally cannot wait until on this world journey we arrive in Australia, because obviously not only am I going to be very, very knowledgeable about where we're flying, just the transitions from green to rainforest to desert to dry farmland to bright red in the middle of nowhere to, you know, all these amazing middle of nowhere salt lakes, and it's just going to be amazing. It really is. Speaking of awesome scenery, I get the feeling that this down here, I don't know if you guys can see where I'm rolling the mouse around, but if you can, I get the feeling that that might be vineyards. Now, Brazil, as far as I know, is not necessarily well known for its wine, so it's very interesting that they might be growing some wine here. And that sparks my interest, because in case people hadn't already realised, I don't mind the occasional glass of wine. I'm always interested in finding wines from around the world. So, yeah. It could be tea they're growing. Actually, it could be tea. It could also be coffee beans. Of course, the Brazilians grow coffee. The Brazilians grow coffee. Bro, have you seen my coffee? At least the English is flowing out of my mouth slightly better than it was yesterday. You know, it's all about making those improvements, I guess. Darwin says that he did not notice he had the power still up and he's slowing down now. Not a problem, Darwin. All good, mate. So it looks up ahead like I may have made the right decision about choosing to send the flight plan off of the coast slightly, because there's some phenomenal ground textures already starting to appear, and then some mountainous terrain in the foreground here. Wes says the major crops are soybeans, maize, sugarcane and rice, which account for 90% of total crop area. Really? Yeah, except for rice, obviously, because a lot of countries like Vietnam and Cambodia and Laos and all that would be much larger rice exporters than Brazil. But that's so stuff like soy milk and all that is probably made from Brazilian soybeans. There you go. You learn something new every day. Sugarcane we make here in Queensland. But I must say I'm a big fan of sugarcane juice. Back before COVID was a thing, we were able to go to the Queen Victoria night street food market, and one of the drinks they had there was sugarcane juice. When it's 35 degrees here in the summer, and you're at the Queen Vic market, which is full of smoking grills and all sorts of cooking stuff, so it's 10 times hotter than the actual air temperature. To be able to drink a freezing cold sugarcane juice is just refreshment that I cannot put into words. Yeah, they do make a nice smooth coffee up this way, Wes, they really do. Good for lattes because they're very nutty flavours. I'll tell you what else has a very nutty flavour. Actually, I won't tell you what else has a very nutty flavour because it's probably not appropriate for a YouTube stream. Sorry, just watching the dog. She was making some weird movements. I'm just assuming she's dreaming about something. David says that he loves the Queen Victoria market. He gets all his meat, fruit and veg delivered weekly from there. I see, David. So you're obviously a city boy. Or a shitty boy. But yeah, look, I could never live in a city. but I would be the first person to admit that the ease of having things like deliveries from markets and markets right on your doorstep and all that significantly beneficial, and something I would really enjoy having access to. And I'm actually hoping, touch wood on the COVID restrictions, because I missed out last month, the local farmers market, which happens the third Saturday of every month down here. And there's also a market about 20 minutes away which happens, I can't remember exactly when it is, but I think it's the second Saturday of every month. I really need to go and see them, because I've never had the opportunity to go, because obviously I was working in the kitchen when these markets were occurring, and now I'm not currently working in the kitchen. It's a real good opportunity, and of course the opportunity arose, and then COVID restrictions came in and we got locked down. So touch wood in another fortnight that we can go and spend some time at these markets that I've heard so much about but never been able to go to. For the same reason that you speak about, David, just the produce and stuff that you can find at the market is so much of a higher quality than, well, let me rephrase it. It can be so much of a higher quality than what you get. I guess kind of lucky with where I live, being such a foodie area of Victoria. We have a lot of wholesale butchers, wholesale fruit and veg, where the produce comes directly from a farm. In fact, usually, in the case of quite a few of the butchers in town and the fruit and veg shops in town, the people who own those businesses actually own farms that produce the food and all that is sold in those stores. So it is literally farm to table style thing, which I think is really cool. And I guess that's one of the advantages to living in regional Victoria, is that when you have access to those wholesale suppliers, you know that it is literally from just round the corner or just up in that suburb or 15 minutes down the road there. Gowan says, are we landing up here? Gowan, I'm not personally going to land. However, you guys are all more than welcome to land at any airport that is included within the flight plan. That is why I include airports within the flight plan, because I know people love to do touch and goes and various things like that, and I personally like to make sure that I can cater to everyone's wants and needs when it comes to the streams. Wes says, I can't, but I would live in Darwin again. Easy to city to live, and maybe push it to Adelaide. It's easy to navigate. Okay, let me rephrase on my comments about not ever living in a city again. I could never live in a city like Sydney or etc. You know, those big, bustling, crazy, fast-paced metropolises where nobody gives a fuck about anyone but themselves. I couldn't live in a place like that. A place like Darwin, a place like Adelaide, a place like Hobart, even Perth, probably wouldn't have a problem. Tim says he's just been reading up. Did not appreciate how big Brazilian tea culture is. They export 70% to the US. Well, there you go. I didn't even know that, Tim, either. It's amazing what you can learn on the internet. So much information available at our fingertips that we can just play with. Certain information that can make us play with other things with our fingertips as well is available on the internet, but that's not the topic of conversation right now. Yes, like the Pike Place Market in Seattle. Sure, I mean, I'm not aware of it, but it sounds like it could be what I'm talking about, basically. Gowan says, I live where the farmers are my neighbours and I don't need a market. Well, I mean, there you go, Gowan. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Fozzie says, what about Bendigo? Fozzie, you'll need to enlighten me, mate. How does somebody like yourself from the Washington state in US know about Bendigo? Is it a common thing for people in the United States to know about Bendigo, or... Mr. Inspector T69 says he's being sent here by Oz to bother me. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, there's a spam raid. Oh, wow. Okay. More incoming. I'll batten down the hatches. I feel like I'm about to get bombed by Shane. It's a raid. Quick, everyone look busy. Everyone who is coming across from Shane's stream, welcome to the stream. You guys are more than welcome if you're in the mood to jump in and fly along with us. We're just exploring some of the wonderful scenery here in Brazil. I don't usually ask for this, but if it would be amazingly greatly appreciated if people can hit that like button, because we're almost at the point now where YouTube is sort of actually promoting videos to people. So I would like to, you know, try and continue down that threshold. Is that the word I'm looking for? Probably not, but I'll just roll with it anyway because YOLO. Right, we have a lot of comments about spam and even sperm from Jason. Jason, you know that your sperm is always welcome within these streams. And David Jacko says sub as well, please, guys. I mean, sub, I'd be greatly appreciated, but don't just sub for the hell of it either. I'm, you know, I appreciate it either way, but I just want to say that you don't feel pressured as if you have to subscribe just because you've been sent here by Shane. Yeah, just wanted to put that out there. Mr. Eagle 169 is here with an Oz Simmer bomb. I love it when people come and blow me up. But thank you so much for all of you jumping across from Shane's stream. You're a bunch of legends. If anybody would like to join in the flight, just let us know in the chat. We have all the chatbot things set up where you can get the flight plan and download it from the Discord, etc., and come along with the flight. So please do that if you would like to. Spam, wonderful spam, especially fritters. Drew is feeling very pressured and needs to find a safe space. Drew, you snowflake bitch. The safe space is unavailable in this stream. Shane was doing a good job of blowing himself up in a C-170. I mean, you know, somebody needs to deal with Shane's terrorist tendencies that he likes to exhibit. I mean, he's flown planes into buildings, he's flown planes into the sides of mountains. Honestly, you know, somebody needs to put him on a watch list or something, I think. Tanana M, mate, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Spamity, Samity, spam, eggs, sausage and spam. It's not got much spam in it. His new nickname is Lawn Dart. Yes, I think they want me to cook something with spam. I guess, Garland, the 3,500 is very close to this peak. The good news is I've managed to avoid the peak. I've managed to avoid the peak many times in my life. You know, the peak of my life, the peak of school, the peak of work. I've basically never quite reached that, have I? But anyway, enough of that sob story. What server are we on? So, Mr. Josh Manchester. We are on the same server as Shane, but I've popped it in the chat for you as well there, mate, with an exclamation mark server. Who was it that wanted a spam carbonara? Was that Vruden? I feel like it might have something, or for some reason, I'm getting a feeling that Vruden wanted the spam carbonara. And I basically told him to go jump. Yeah, there we go. He's agreeing with us. Mr. Pesky Helicopter Man also wants a spam carbonara. So, within this flight plan, I always put plenty of airports as well as waypoints. Now, anybody who flies along is more than welcome to land and touch and go and whatever. Some streams I will make landings and touch and goes, and some streams I'll just fly along and chat with you all in the chat. It's, you know, it comes down to how I'm feeling in the evening. But this scenery is pretty spectacular. I deliberately took us off the beaten path on today's flight plan, and I'm not regretting that. Shane cheats and whacks on the parking brake. Over he goes with the tail dragger. Yes, I have noticed that he likes to parking brake those tail draggers. It's quite funny to watch, actually. He drives the... I guess you could say he's trying to whippersnip the edging of the runway. You know, he wants to just get that nice clean edging, you know. And he just assumes that the best way to do it is to use a tail dragger. Off the beaten path, there are roads everywhere. Yeah, well, you know, that's... When I say off the beaten path, if you look at a map and you go, that's where Jericoacoara is, and that's where Fortaleza is, it's literally a straight line about yay distance on a map. But I've sort of taken us down and out and around and in and back up. It's almost like a maze. You know, some may say it's a harder thing to follow than to find the female G-spot, but here we are. I must also make it very clear that there is not the same level of family-friendly as Ozflight Simmers streams here. There's basically no limits and no filter. With obviously exceptions to racism and stuff like that. So, yeah. I just wanted to make that very clear to people who had come across that we don't tend to hold back. And Vruden is still ghosting me in his pesky helicopter. Unfortunately, we don't have any Airwolf to play along with, but Sonana says, I bet the male G-spot is even harder to find. Drew says, oh, so this stream is about your whimsy and flights of fancy. Follow the flight plan, son. Don't tell me what to do, Dad. Oh shit, I let the cat out of the bag. You're offended by your poor good boy ears? Wes, don't lie to me. You're as bad as I am, mate. Budgie the little helicopter. Now there's a soundboard I should try and get. I don't want any Airwolf. I want Vruden to be Budgie the little helicopter. Vruden, you should see if somebody's made a Budgie the little helicopter paint scheme for the H135. Mummy, Daddy, and brother are fighting again. Yes, they are. David Jacko says, I thought I was your father. Look, David, at this point, I I've had you as my father, I've had Brett as my father, I've had Shane as my father, I've now got Drew as my father. I just have a lot of dads. A lot of people who I like to call daddy. Ugh. Finally someone gets your reference. I mean, I'm surprised, Tanana, that nobody's got your reference prior. A Skippy sound file for flying over Australia. Skippy, 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 the bush kangaroo. I feel like I might be flying a little fast here, because I've got to take into account that people do want to do touch and goes. And now Tanana's my father as well. So now that I've had 6 daddies, none of them sugar based unfortunately, because that would make me nice and wealthy. Attaboy, son. All these father figures and you still have those jokes? Well, yeah, I'm surrounded by people who enjoy a good dad joke, so it's only going to wear off on me. Tim says, at least I'm old enough to be your father. I mean, I feel like most of the people who have been my father already are probably old enough to be my father. Tanana is my salty father. I mean, look, Tanana, you weren't meant to let the cat out of the bag about that's how it tastes. But it's well seasoned, mate. I'll give you that much. That's impossible? Sorry, I've lost what's impossible, Fozzie. You'll need to elaborate for me, sous chef, mate. Wes says, I'm your long-lost grandpa. Now help get blind drunk, win at the races, and not tell Nan. If she asks where the money came from, just blame it on Shane. Roger that, Wes. Sorry, Granddaddy Wes. You drink pineapple juice? Yeah, well, that's where all the flavour comes from, Tanana. Oh, the Star Wars reference. Okay, right. I'm on track with you now, Fozzie. Jason. Shh. Yeah, I think my current streams are rude. What about our first flights with Dex? Well, I mean, to be fair, Jason, those streams were literally a case of what can we get away with saying on YouTube, and how many shenanigans can we complete before we get the stream taken down. Realistically, that was kind of the path that we were going along. These are meant to be at least enjoyable for most people to fly along. And I don't chat to everyone else in Discord. However, that might change. Not sure. Haven't decided. Haven't made my mind up on that one. Damn young kids being rebels. Wait till you get the belt. Don't talk dirty to me, Wes. Brett Place says, okay, it's midnight, mate. I'm off to bed. Have a great stream, mate. See you later, dad number 2 or 3 or whatever you are, Brett, at this point. I can't keep a track of all my dads, but look after yourself, mate. Stay safe, stay well. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, and I will catch you around in one of the various streams that'll be occurring sometime this week, mate. So I now have like 6 dads and a grandfather in Leonard Rapier as well. Cool. It took 5 hours for YouTube to get pissed off with your Spotify. I should be fine to go nuts with shenanigans. I mean, I should, but you know, I'm not trying to make these streams completely inaccessible to people under 18. Tanana says, it's finally cooled off here, nearing the end of summer, but geez, I'm wearing a lot of fuzzy clothes above the waist. Well, Tanana, I'll have you know that because down here it is early August. It's currently about 4 degrees Celsius, and I'll be honest with you, Tanana, I absolutely love the hoodie, which is what I'm wearing currently right now, and as a few of the regulars to the stream will let you know, there's a small part of me that's trying to get Woody to sponsor the channel sometime in the future. So I'm kind of hoping that if I just wear the hoodie wherever I can, that I'll hopefully maybe achieve that hilarious goal. Just call you a big older brother. Okay, alright, cool. Fair enough. You can no longer be my dad then, Brett. That's fine. Or an Uncle Brett. Oh yeah, that might work. Do I have a matching kilt? No, I don't. However, if you'd like to supply me with a matching kilt, Glenn, I would not be adverse to this idea. I'm all about the entertainment, so... Hey, I'll even wear a kilt with no underwear. No, actually, I won't do that. That's way too inappropriate for YouTube. Will have to start streaming on Pornhub at that point. Mr. Icarus, hello. How are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. In fact, I'm pretty sure you've been flying along with us for a while there, Icarus, but you've just popped your head in. So, welcome, welcome. About 12-ish degrees here now, Tanana. Finally started raining a bit. So there you go, Tanana. You're in Alaska, I'm in Australia, and it's colder here than it is in Alaska. Not many times you can probably say that sentence, let's be honest. Calling Pigeon says, rude one about paternity is okay, question mark. Calling Pigeon, any jokes are okay. It's when people are not joking that it's not okay. Yeah, colder in Australia than in Alaska. Yeah, it is summer there. That is true. That is true. When it's springtime in Alaska, it'll be 40 below. I guess that depends whereabouts in Alaska. But yeah, you know. .2 here feels like 6. It is starting to warm up at night. Garland, if you needing the name of the song, mate, not a problem. I can do that for you. So there's the name of the song just dropped into the chat there for anyone who's interested. Not looking forward to 30-degree nights. Yeah, Wes, I'm not either. I know it's, realistically, it's probably only about 3.5 months away before we start seeing those 30-degree evenings. So, I'm sort of enjoying the last couple of weeks, because there's probably only about 2 or 3 weeks left of these colder nights before it sort of goes back to the mid-teens overnight, most nights. Calling Pigeon says, don't ban me. I might have been your father, but the dog was fast. Oh my god. Ozflight Simmer? Absolutely, mate. Of course I can. I'm not even sure how we ended up on that even being a thing, to be honest with you, Shane. But I just sort of rolled with it. Tim Brown is he's got 16 degrees and cloudy there. You want to give me a few days of head notice, Wes? As long as it's consensual, mate, you can do that. Right now it's smoky from all the fires out in California. Ah, it's fire season again in California, is it? For some reason, Rudin, you're, oh, now it's shown up. Okay, I might have been your father, but I didn't have change for $1. Wow. Wes it says, he really needs to read what he writes. Yeah, because I tend to turn everything that Wes writes into something dirty. Shane has tagged himself. Ozflightsimmer says, at Ozflightsimmer, that was a dad joke. Come to the dark side, you can call me daddy anytime. Force is strong with you. Shane, you, me, X videos, Pornhub, we make big money, you know? Haha. In fact, we can probably put on your OnlyFans, Shane. The Death Star is a bit screwed. No, the Death Star is probably where the screw is going to occur. Jason's being sick. When are you getting this OnlyFans link? Look, David, I'm just trying to look after your mental health by not providing it to you. There's certain things that people shouldn't see. That OnlyFans link is definitely one of them. Wes says that he'll shut his mouth because that can't be twisted, but little does he know that a little bit of, you know, kinky materials, and we can do basically anything that we want to his mouth, including twisted. Time for a bit of a view change, I feel. Let's have a look at what's coming up in front of us. Some erect terrain ahead. I got them all started now. Absolutely, Wes. I like to start the fire and then walk away and let everybody else deal with the repercussions, basically. Have a look at the flight sim discounts thread in Shane's Discord. Tanana says that the terrain looks fairly flaccid to him. Well, I mean, look, I guess everyone has different opinions on what is erect and what is flaccid. But it depends. Nobody's bothered to ask the terrain whether it's a shower or a grower. Ozflight Simmer says, I have no filter. That's exactly right. I don't have a filter. And if I do, it hasn't been changed at regular service intervals, so it's probably clogged full of shit anyway. Yes, you did, Wes. I'm glad you are aware of the fact that you brought it on yourself. You meant placid? No, you didn't mean placid. Yeah, Jason, if you've got a link to Shane's OnlyFans, please drop it in the chat. I'll allow that link in my chat bot. So Mr. Calling Pigeon has just landed at Santa Quiteria Airport. Is the bearded man, the fat bearded man in the red suit, I couldn't do that English for a sec, down at Santa Quiteria, or... don't make him pee you in Discord? There you go, he can pee you in Discord. A bit of golden shower action. PM you in Discord. Pop it in the chat. Share it with everyone. Everyone would love it. That's exactly right, David. I'm glad I'm not the only one who recognises this fact. We should, never mind, I won't even say that, because that's at a point where even my brain goes, no. That's just, yeah. Bit of Jeff Dunham. Jeff Dunham. Meow. Jose Jalapeno on a stick. Tanana says, it's 6:20 a.m.-ish. I should go, but I can't look away. Why can't you look away? Is the scenery that beautiful? Or is it just my face? Yeah, no, I had to stop there to try and hold a straight face after realising what I'd just said. Shane says, so how is the weather today? Shane, it's dark outside. I can't tell you. I'll have to get my weather app up. I don't have night vision installed in these glasses. There we go. It is 3 degrees. It is foggy and partly cloudy. Shane? Brought to you by Bryce Larkin. You can't look away because this has turned into a train wreck. Bruden, what do you mean this has turned into a train wreck? It was a train wreck from stream number 1. It's just that the train wreck has been bush mechanicked together at the end of every flight and is somehow still holding together. It's rattling along and bits and pieces are falling off along the way, but it's still staying together. I'm employing the Jeremy Clarkson technique of repairs. I've got a hammer, and that's all I need. One day you'll spell right, Wes. Well, everybody's got goals that they aim for in life, and I mean, you go and get it, boy. You get what you get what you're striving for. It's a bit moist. I mean, it's not currently moist, as you can see. It's beautiful, clear skies here in Brazil, but that's exactly my point, Tanana. He takes something already broken and then breaks it some more. The general aim is that by the end of this world trip that the DA40 is basically going to be held together with duct tape and PVA glue. And it's probably going to be blowing a astronomical amount of blue smoke. Keep sipping on this water with the amount of talking that I've done in the last hour and 15 minutes. Got to keep the back of the throat lubricated, you know? Fozzie, I'm surprised that you've managed to do such a good job of keeping up with us here tonight, mate. Well done. The fact that you're in the A320 and we're all in GA aircraft, I think that's a phenomenal feat that you've managed to not be 750,000 miles ahead of the rest of us. Does this plane keep wear? Shoot. What do they call it in the industry? Like, put it away used and wet, you start up used and wet. Done. Too late. You hear what I mean? I-ho. Don't worry, I-ho too as well, Tanana. That's what Tinder was made for. Would be interesting if they added wear and tear to this. Whereas if they added wear and tear to this sim, I wouldn't be holding my aircraft together with duct tape and PVA glue. I would literally probably be flying a drone for a good percentage of the round the world trip. You garden, you use hose in the garden. As long as you're using hose from different area codes, you're only going 116 knots in an A320. That's some serious piloting there, Fozzie. I must say, that is some serious piloting skills you've got going on there. $160 knots. I was gonna say 116 knots. That's basically touchdown speed with full flaps and almost no fuel in the A320. You would have been flying like that, doing a low pass at an air show in an A320. Still, 160 knots is pretty good in an A320. I feel like that's probably the lowest you can fly an A320 before you need to start putting flaps in. Let me know if that's the case, Mr. Suchef. Wes's EMB 110 is held together by blue tack. Already, Wes. We're only on leg 48, mate. We're not even getting out of South America until after leg 100. So you might need to buy a welder. Just above the red line? Yeah. Whatever you do, don't go below the red line, and don't press the red button either. I absolutely love the fact that Vruden has literally stalked me this whole flight so far. The whole way, he has been on my ass. You broke its endurance last week. Surprised it still runs and the oil temperature sits normally. I'm assuming you've just got a good service team working on your aircraft there, Wes. He has done an awesome job. If we're still talking about Fozzie flying the A320 here, yes. If we're talking about Vruden stalking me, also yes. I actually feel, I almost feel safe and protected when I have Vruden behind me like that, because he's flying the air ambulance helicopter. So if I go down, I can be rescued immediately. And honestly, there probably is a high chance of me going down and yelling timber, because I need to move and I need to dance, and I'd like to make a night that I won't remember. I mean, the bad jokes, I feel, Tanana, I feel like some of the regulars, like David and all that, are probably starting to become slightly immune to the bad jokes. We've got our own vaccine rollout on bad joke immunity, and we've been slowly inoculating everyone as we go along. Petrol check. I don't actually have any that I can sniff right now. I know it may come across like I've already probably sniffed some in the way I conduct myself on a stream, but I promise that's not the case. My fuel quantity is good. Very good. I must, as much as I love watching all of you fly along behind me, I'm going to move slightly to take in some of the lovely terrain off to the left-hand side of the aircraft. As you can see, on the left we have Mount Fozzie Warbear, and we also have Mount Calling Pigeon 2. Two amazing landmarks here in Brazil. And then right here we have Mount Vruden Branks. Am I sure there's not a gas leak in the house? No, to be honest, Tanana, I'm not sure there's not a gas leak in the house. And if there is, I'm just going to allow it, because I'm in a good mood because of it. So Bloody hell, 12:35 a.m. We'll pull up the VFR map here for a sec, have a bit of a, if it wants to come up at all. Hello VFR map, you want to display my magenta line and all that shit? Yeah. Alright, so we're coming up to the U-shape where we start heading towards Fortaleza here. So we should, with any luck, be going to head across this mountain range. This bit of Brazil is, let me just, so the airport that we're about to make the turn over here to Nana is called Tamboril, and then the destination is Fortaleza, which is somewhere over where like Big Jack and all that have started to head off in. But it is quite phenomenal to see this almost desert-like ground below us, because only in yesterday's stream we were still flying over green rainforest, and now we're looking at desert. And that's just, you know, you don't sort of realize these things until you fly over these locations. And I know this isn't real life as such, but because it uses the Bing Maps data, you sort of gain an amazing appreciation for just how diverse the landscapes can be within a country. You know, it's, yeah, I can't even think of the words to continue that sentence. That's how good it is. It's made me lose my train of thought. Is this the Sorteio region? Let me just double check, Tanana, before I answer your question. It is the capital of the state of Ceará. I'll put it in the chat. I'm not sure about its similarities to the scrublands in Southeast California. I just, I'll be honest with you, parts of this terrain below look like outback Queensland in Australia. And I'm sure quite a few of the Australians will agree with me on this. I could be flying over like Mount Isa or whatever right now. BMW names one of their on-off road bikes after this region. The engine was built in Brazil. Tanada, I feel like you're a encyclopedia of information. I feel like I should employ you as my man who helps me plan my routes within this world journey that we're completing in this DA40, because you'll be able to just give me so much information about certain regions that we're traveling to. Oh, you used to sell BMW motorcycles. But, I mean, you always seem to have so much knowledge about certain locations. It's quite phenomenal sometimes. You know, I watch you in Shane streams or whatever and just go, like, does this guy know everything? I wonder if 3,500 feet is going to be high enough to get over these mountains. The wind is wild over the mountains? Okay, well, I might change to that sort of viewpoint then, so we can get a good view of the DA40 getting smashed from every single angle. and then I'll upload it to Pornhub. I don't know, what should I call it? Petite aircraft gets taken from all angles. The fact that a few people are still at 3,500 feet and appear to be on the other side of this mountain range gives me hope that I'm not going to do a Queenstown style landing. Jesus, David. Didn't quite expect that to be the response there, David. Am I going to make it over? What are you doing, step plane? Oh my god. Well, we know what my sous chef likes to watch. You went to 5k to get over? Well, you know what? I'm just going to run the gauntlet and take over from the autopilot at the very last second if I need to. Banana's saying, for what you get, BMW is not overpriced. They do have a range. You can pay a lot if you want to, but it's true. BMW refuses to engage the race to the bottom. So basically what Tanana's telling us is that BMW is not very anal about their products, because they refuse to engage a race to the bottom. Yeah, clearing it with ease. Retract the wheels, I'll be fine. I wish I could retract the wheels on a DA40. Just what you've heard from a friend, Fozzie? Oh, okay, that's my bad, mate. I thought you were giving us a bit of an insight into your viewing. That's one way to look at it. That's the way that I look at it within these streams. As I've said, there is no filter. In fact, the only filtered thing in these streams is the water in my bottle. What you can't see, Tanana, is that I'm already puckering. Close to the ground? Yes, yes. I feel like this last little bit here, I feel like I'm going to have to avoid the tip. So I'm going to sit like this just to make sure. Looks like I'm going to get it straight through the hole though here. Oh, clearing with ease, clearing with ease. Okay, well, crisis averted there. We've cleared. Clear! Clear! Basically, that's what the pilot needs after flying over that, though. He's probably passed out from how scared he was, and I can sympathise. That's just the first set of mountains. Climb every mountain. Sorry, that was probably really pitchy and shitty. It didn't sound fantastic even with my headphones in, so I guarantee you it probably sounded like arse. Interesting, Tanana. Interesting information there. I need to employ you, Tanana, as the man of the facts, figures, and information about the areas that we are flying over. It'll be a completely volunteer job though, sorry. Streaming doesn't pay enough yet to pay other people's wages, unfortunately. It's very windy. Yeah, sorry, Fozzie. I had lentil curry for dinner. That's my bad, mate. I'll try and keep it under control. You can't type, so don't hire you yet. You know what, Tanana? With my lack of ability to produce English that people can understand, and your lack of ability to type English that people can understand, I feel like it's a match made in heaven, mate. Drew says, Bryce, to pivot, we're playing netball. Will you be wearing your chef's whites with 4 stripes on each shoulder? If you're referring to the upcoming next Saturday stream, Drew, I don't actually own chef's whites. I only own chef's blacks because no, I won't go any further with what I was going to say there because that's not appropriate for YouTube. But I might see if I can grab some stripes or something to put on, because I was sort of thinking of wearing my chef's uniform for that stream. I don't know how I'll go with how cold it is though. That's the only problem. I might have to wear a chef's jacket on top of like a hoodie or something. For people wondering what's going on next Saturday, thanks to the mastermind that is Drew, we're basically going to be doing culinary exploration flights as part of this world adventure, in which I will be posting plenty ahead of time in the Discord. I post the ingredients and the equipment that are required for certain recipes, and during those streams I will teach you guys as the viewer how to cook traditional dishes from the areas we are flying over, and you are more than welcome to cook along. And I will be here to answer questions and provide tips and guidance to anyone. And these will be streams that occur on Saturdays. I haven't exactly decided whether it's going to be a fortnightly or monthly thing yet. There'll be slightly earlier starting streams, and they will be streams that last 4 to 5 hours. I have not done the practice cook yet, David. I'm doing the practice cook on Tuesday, and I'm doing the filming on Wednesday or Thursday. I just basically wanted to, because I wanted to get Monday out of the way, because Monday is the day that I have real estate class. So once I get Mondays out of the way in my week obviously feels a lot more free for me to do things. So that's why I've decided I'm going to practice on Tuesday and film across Wednesday and Thursday. And I'll also, Wednesday or Thursday, once that video is filmed, is when I will also open up the cooking YouTube channel and make it accessible to everyone who's in the Discord, because at the moment it doesn't exist as such. Like, the regulars again will know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, Tanana, I missed your comment. I missed a few comments there, obviously, whilst I was rambling on. Wes says he's going to head to bed. He's trying not to doze off because he was up at 7 a.m. Doing his fundraising through the Heart of Australia stream earlier today. If anyone did miss that, please do take a look in my Discord. Wes, unfortunately, was injured at work last year. The work safe sort of thing that we do here in Australia is not willing to cover it, and he cannot he cannot get it fixed under the public system for 7 years. So he's trying to raise the money to get his shoulder injury fixed. So if anybody can just jump in my Discord and have a look at that, and any sort of donation will help the bloke. He's got $25,000 he needs to come up with, unfortunately. So any assistance helps. I'll be dropping in there and dropping in a donation in the coming week or so. Drew says, and Fozzie is your sous chef. Is he ready to lead a brigade while you expedite? Drew, to be honest, I get the feeling that Fozzie probably, if anything, should be the head chef. Yeah, I just get the feeling that he's probably got a better idea of what's going on in the kitchen. He's got a little bit more experience than I do, etc. But so I'd say he's more than ready to expedite. Yeah, actually, sorry, Wes, I did forget to say see you later, mate. Look after yourself as usual, good sir. Stay safe, stay well, and don't do anyone I wouldn't do. And I will catch you probably tomorrow in the Wreckfest stream. Tanana says, sorry, you have a cooking channel. I do, I just haven't made it public yet because it doesn't have any videos on it, Tanana. Prior to me finishing up at the job recently, I am a qualified chef. I've been a sous chef for a few years now. And Drew just sort of gave me the idea to take that and the gaming channel and amalgamate them together. So, but yeah, I don't have one that's publicly available yet, but it will be in a few days. You cook for your elderly dad? Well, there you go. It's good, mate. Cooking is such a underrated skill in the world these days. It really is. Pretty sure my dog's getting annoyed at me for just talking. And she keeps rolling over and trying to hide her face and ears. She's probably just like, shut up, Dad. Just shut up. I'm trying to sleep here. Yep, exactly right, Fozzie, and underpaid. Drew says, well, you need to be the chef patron and flight captain if Fozzie is the executive chef. GC bounds as kitchen porter. And, Drew, you've got David Jacko, used to be a qualified chef. Leonard Rapier has kitchen experience, a decent amount of kitchen experience. Brett Plays has done catering before. Tanana cooks for his dad. I've basically got myself a whole kitchen team if I need it. I'm gonna do something really risky. As we fly over these mountains, I'm gonna quickly take 5 minutes to stretch the legs and hope that I don't run into one. So I'll catch you all in a couple of minutes. Okay, good news. We didn't crash. Beautiful. Yeah, that's exactly right, Drew. The audience and the team are in symphony. That's exactly right. You have a very fancy Japanese knife that does help. Oh yeah, absolutely, Tanano. The people underestimate how good even just a decent knife is. Like even just something like a Victorinox or a Zanga Isol or even like a Baccarat or something like that. People underestimate how useful a decent knife is to your kitchen ability. You employ a decent knife and you get some, you know, good quality pans and stuff like that. Far out, you're like 90% of the way there to having a phenomenal kitchen experience. Trust me, it is worth investing in some basics in your kitchen, making sure you've got a good, hefty, large stock pot, a good knife, good chopping board, and like a cast iron pan or a heavy duty pan, and maybe like a really solid baking dish. You've got those few items. Doesn't matter if the rest of your stuff is cheap stuff, because you've got some really high quality things that will transform your ability to cut things and cook things to a level that you probably never thought possible. Yeah, Victorinox, I swear by Victorinox for people who are looking for a middle-of-the-range knife who are like home cooks or as an entry-level chef's knife that you don't, like when I say entry-level, I mean a knife that you're not going to use for like slicing on benches and stuff like that. And when I say slicing on benches, I mean without a chopping board. I recommend Victorinox. My two workhorses are a Japanese Santoku knife with a wooden handle, which is folded Damascus steel, and then my other workhorse is a massive rosewood handle Victorinox. Those are my two workhorse knives, and the Victorinox is easier to keep sharp than the Japanese one, but obviously once I've had the Japanese one sharpened, you can't even like touch the blade for sharpness. It will literally just pierce your finger. You don't have a good board, you think you'll make one? Yeah, absolutely. I wish wooden boards were more hygienic and sanitary, because wooden boards are just phenomenal. Oz Flight Simmer says, see you Bryce, see you everyone. Shane, thank you so much again for the raid. It is extremely appreciated. Look after yourself, mate. Stay safe, stay well. And I will see you in a upcoming stream from one of the various many streamers that you have inspired from your amazing streaming. Fozzie says he has the same. Yeah, there you go. Ginsu knife. Let me just check that, Icarus. It sounds good. There you go. Icarus. Ginsu knives are one of the best known brands of budget stainless steel kitchen knives that are actually good. They have a serious reputation for making incredibly high quality stainless steel knives at incredibly low prices. So there you go, Icarus. You've got a good home style kitchen knife there, if that's what you've got. My pronunciation is bugging you, but Victorinox is how it's pronounced, I believe. Danger Bird is at 170,000 feet. Yeah, he's in the Eagle. I don't know how he's up there, but he is. You've got a beautiful rosewood handle, Gyotu. Cut yourself on the back of the blade. Yeah, well, that's a great example of how you know that you have a high quality knife, when you cut yourself on the part of the knife that is not actually meant to do the cutting. So that's awesome, Tanana. David Jacko's got a Shun knife set that he's had for 15 years, and you know what, David Jacko? Those knives will probably outlast you. Shun knives are phenomenal knives. It's Victorinox. Sounds like you're swearing at me, Jason. You've got me curious now, though. How is it pronounced? How is it pronounced? Victorinox. It's pronounced slightly different to the way I was saying it, but it's definitely not Victorinox. We'll give you Victorinox. Tanana, what's your signature dish? You always said Victorinox the same as me, David? Yeah, okay. I know there's some people out there who say Victorinox. Victorinox. Is there really that much difference? Probably not. It's like tomato, potato, you know. Yeah, I did see that when I quickly had to read up about them then, Tanana. They were a long time late night infomercial product, and it basically said that that's how they started out life and got their sort of people started to know about them from those infomercials. And originally their knives were just sort of okay, but as they grew, the quality grew, which not many businesses tend to do that. If anything, they try to find ways to cut costs. Lego or Lego? Lego. Yellow bottle gin. Yellow bottle sipping. Yellow Lamborghini. Yellow top missing. Yeah. That shit look like a toothpaste. I get what you get in 10 years, in 2 days. Ladies love me, I'm on my cool J. Australia has its own way of saying things. If you pronounce croissant or Porsche correctly, you can be paid out for being posh. Well, I'm sorry. Then it mustn't be croissant. It's going to be croissant and Porsche, bouger. So yeah, in Australia, Porsche is Porsche. No, I know I didn't say Porsche correctly. Because nobody in Australia says Porsche correctly. A porch is something you sit on. Nah, mate, that's called a veranda. Or if you want to get fancy, you can call it an al fresco. But am I wrong, Jason? Or any of the other Australians? Literally, people here call Porsche Porsche. Or deck. I like to make sure that I have a nice big deck to... Never mind. And croissant. What the fuck is a croissant? Croissants. Yeah, whereas I feel like my pronunciation of croissant was probably not that far off. At least I'd like to think so anyway. Yeah, a big deck for all the kids to play on. Yeah, kids is New Zealand. If I don't know how many people have seen the New Zealand decking ad, but if you haven't seen the New Zealand decking ad, it is worth looking at. It is hilarious. And when you're looking at the New Zealand decking ad, make sure that you also then check out their ad about the big black Coke as well. Fish and chips. You think that Danger Bird is going to top out at 264,000 feet? Fozzie, why are we saying étouffé? NZ, have kids, drink bar, get pest. Yes, they do. We would like to see... Sorry, hang on, I missed your first comment there, Tanana. I haven't a signature dish. I keep trying to change stuff up. I watch public TV, some of which has been Japanese NHK foodie stuff. I would like to see more wild game dishes. Moose, caribou, fish. But I'm allergic, which sucks in Alaska. Oh yeah, what, you're allergic to fish? Yeah, that would suck in Alaska, mate. Holy shit. That's a link to the ads. Okay, so David Jacko's just popped a link to the New Zealand decking and Big Black Coke ads. Yeah, there we go, Tanana. There's a question for you. Who pronounces your name correctly, myself or Shane? David straight on my into my part of the court is like, I'm with him. You swear your keyboard is missing characters? I swear to Nana, whenever I play badminton, there's a hole in my badminton racket at least 50% of the time, and it just patches itself up every time I look at it. Because the amount of times I miss the shuttlecock when I know that any other time I would... So is it Tanana or Tanana? How is the correct way to pronounce it, mate? Fozzie. Got me curious now. According to Wikipedia, it's almost like it's Tanana or Tainana. Tanana. Tanana? What's with the random bananas and eggplants? God, I know what's on everybody's mind. I've made everyone feel a bit frisky after the conversations earlier in the stream. Yeah, no, I'm just literally, I typed his name into Google because he said it was named after a particular location in Alaska, the major river. So I figured that I might get some sort of information from Google on how to pronounce it, that's all. Tinana. You didn't realize bananas were an aphrodisiac? Yes, David Jacko is going to cook an eggplant dish for us. So, Tanano? Have you got, so Shane says the first bit right when he says Tanner. If only he had said nah at the end, you'd get it right. So Tanner. Oh, I'm really confused now. The first T is sharp. Alright, I'll make sure not to touch it then. So if I was to say Tinana or something like that, is that better? Tinana? Yeah, aubergine, eggplant, same shit, different name. I feel like I'm going to get really close to these mountains here. Gonna be brushing the treetops on the way through. Oh Jesus. Ooh yeah. Wow, there's people's houses down in here. Yeah, it depends, Drew, it depends. I mean, on the shelves at groceries and supermarkets, it's labelled eggplant. However, I know quite a few people, especially in the restaurant game, call it aubergine. So Jason is the closest giving the Australian accent. So I'll try to pronounce it like the way Jason's written it, which is Tinana. Tinana pronounced like banana equals your girl in French. So, yeah, I'll go with Tinana or Tinana. Tinana? Tinana. It really doesn't suit the Australian accent. It did get very green again. That's actually a good point that you make there, Fozzie. We've gone from green rainforest to beaches to deserts and back to rainforest. It's pretty pretty cool. Banana. Make those bodies sing. Make those bodies sing. Tainana. Tenana. Tehnana. Tenana. So like that. Almost like a... Yeah. That's my best effort. Tenana. The Australian accent is not helping me here at all, Tenana. It really isn't. I'm sure if I had an American accent, I'd probably be alright. But, you know, I guess the Australian accent is more tips to suit people who want to say, like, traditional Aboriginal names over here, like Woolloomooloo and... Wow, it's going to be a bit of a lose that goddamn altitude real quick, smart boy, once we get over these mountain ranges. I better get me track IR ready to go for this arrival. About right. I'll go with that for the moment, Tinana. And then I'll keep working at it, mate. And hopefully I can eventually, I might try and find like some soundboards or something on Google or whatever, you know, when occasionally you can ask it to tell you how something's pronounced. And I'll go from there, bro. Yeah, did you bring your grog along? Or did you bring your beer along? It probably doesn't help as well that once I moved to regional Australia almost 2 years ago now, I've noticed that my accent has gone from like a Melburnian accent to it's got a lot more Australian in the way I pronounce things. That's alright, Tenana. I'll keep working at it, and I might become the first Australian to be able to pronounce your name 100% correct. Yeah, I got the Aussie drawl. That's exactly right. So I didn't used to have the Aussie drawl when I lived in Melbourne. Something that I've developed in my time out here in regional, and I don't half mind it actually. It's pretty. I got the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Yeah, all right. I managed to obtain the Aussie draw without becoming a houseout. Jace, I think that's just because of where I moved into regional Victoria. It's a pretty, like it's a very foodie area. There's a lot of, I mean, I'm not one of them and I'm not trying to brag or anything, but there's a lot of people out here who've got money. So it's not really like a area where Deros and Bogans and all that, go. So I guess I was lucky in that regard. Glenn says there were two stereotypical Aussie accents, the North Queensland Aussie accent, or the North Queensland Aussie drawl, and the nasally "G'day mate" Eastern Suburbs Sydney accent. Yeah, I don't honestly know which one mine is closer to. I feel like it's almost closer to a North Queensland drawl, but it's probably still got undertones of Melbourne. Because, I mean, I remember back in the days when I was a Melburnian, I used to always have people from overseas say to me, they're like, we can tell that you're Australian, but the way you pronounce every word is so clear and concise and audible, and we have no issues in understanding you. And this is quite uncommon in their experience with Australian people, because you know, sometimes we tend to speak, well, most of the time we tend to speak as if we've had way too much to drink. So it's just interesting. And it's funny as well because my British girlfriend now has a bit of an Australian twang and a bit of an Australian drawl to the way she pronounces things, because she's also now been living in this part for a couple of years. Yeah, a shay. Give us a ciggy bras. It's bra. Son of Adelaide has a BBC English speed. BBC stands for British Broadcasting Corporation or Big Black. Most Americans have a hard R, so maybe Tanena? Tanena? Exactly, Jason. Make sure you jam some Coke in those gaps. Sally's no more gaps. Bring up that VFR map. Let's have a bit of a squizzlation. Where the fuck is my aircraft? There. Right, it's not really going to take me around to the runway. That's cool. Once we pass over SNF, I'll take off my autopilot, hook up my track IR. Do you mean SBS English? So many types of bloody English. I love how carefully you pronounce the word Colk. Tanena says, I'm annoyed that many Americans can't tell between Aussie and Cockney. I lived in Great Britain for a year as a child. Totally different. Silly to compare them even. Hey, GC Bounds, the man, the myth, the legend, and the one who washes the dishes. How are you going, good sir? Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well, mate. It is absolutely lovely to see you, bro. Can't help but sometimes just like bop along to this South American playlist that I made for the South American part of the flights here. Danger Birds re-entering from orbit, trying not to burn up on coming back into the atmosphere. It's so awful when your Coke gets hard before you can use it. You need to put a lid on your Coke when you're finished. Although depending on what you're using your Coke for, you probably also need to put a lid on it before you use it. Tannerna? That's my next attempt at what Jason just said. Tannerna. Oh, I'm just, I'm enjoying the challenge of being able to learn a word that is not necessarily an English word, that is somebody's name. The L is silent in Colk, that's the joke. Yeah. Right, am I about to pass Sniff? Yes, I am. So, let's grab that track IR. Alright, track IR, turn it on. There we go. Right, autopilot off. Let's head out to the left a bit. That's very true, Glenn. Very true. Sorry, it'll probably look quite weird on the stream now whenever I look over at my other screen for the chat. Wow, Fortaleza is actually a really nice looking city here from above. Oh, this is so good for being able to figure out where I am in relation to the runway. Sorry guys, I'm going to go for a slightly bit of a sterile cockpit here for the next couple of minutes whilst I create some extra virgin olive oil here at Fortaleza. Just enjoy the tunes and the face of ultimate concentration. There's a lot of wind that I'm fighting here, 20-something knots coming down the runway.
Pues no era así, quemaba con cuero todo ese dolor. Cuando comprendí que esto no me llevaba a algún lugar y te conocí, solo con un beso me hiciste el amor. Desde eso
And we're down.
nada más. Baby, contigo me siento bien, qué feliz yo de ser tu mujer. Me gusta esta
Where is my runway exit? I think it's just up here on the left.
solo necesitaba tu amor, a mi vida pusiste color, soy mi mejor
But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fortaleza in Brazil. One of Brazil's premier beachside relaxation towns. Well, cities actually, really. Fortaleza is a city.
Somos instantes que duran toda la vida. No brillamos sin oscuridad. Me cambiaste la verdad.
Y a mi alma no está en venta. Para separar no se inventa. Muchas cosas raras que comentan. Ya no sé, pero baby, contigo me siento bien. Qué feliz yo de ser tu mujer. Me gusta esta versión. Lo que yo soy con vos. Y eso necesitaba tu amor. A mi vida pusiste color. Soy mi mejor versión. Soy mi mejor versión. Esos gracias a vos.
Antes party y tomar como loco. Ahora viendo una peli apagando los focos. Sin ropita como te apetece. Vamos a hacerlo por ahí un par de veces. Ya me conoces y tú sabes que yo quiero contigo. Esa vaina del amor combinado con amigos. Es mejor eso por lo que parece. Te voy a dar todo lo que te merece.
Y a mi alma no está en venta. Para separar no se inventa. Muchas cosas raras que comentan. Ya no sé.
As I said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fortaleza here in Brazil. We're gonna clean this plane up.
Lo que yo soy con vos. Yeah, solo necesitaba tu amor. A mi vida pusiste color. Soy mi mejor versión. Soy mi mejor versión. Esos gracias a vos.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If I could hear it, it would certainly be obvious. Not a problem going, mate. All good. Look after yourself, bro, eh? Has anyone actually left to land? No, I was last to land. What a surprise. That's usually the way it happens. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming along today, whether you flew along or you were in the stream or whether you came along from Shane's in the raid. I appreciate all of you. You're an absolute bunch of legends. Thank you so much for being here. It has been wonderful. I've had a fantastic last 2.5 hours with all you legends, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it just as much as I have. Until next time, I bid you a cheers, an adios, and an adieu, and I hope that you stay safe, you stay well, and you do not do anyone that I wouldn't do. If you're going to sleep, have a good rest. If you're off to enjoy your day, I hope your day is wonderful, especially for those who are just about to begin their Sundays. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Contigo a los 60, solo contigo, bebé, solo contigo, bebé. Que ponga nuestra canción y nos acordamos cuando en esos días había pasión. Yo no sé tú, pero quiero que haya esa conexión. Baby, no digas que no has extrañado esa sensación. Yo no sé tú, aunque nos hemos dejado y hemos tratado por ahí un par de veces, yeah. Alguien que te ame, yeah. Tú te lo mereces, yeah. Has escuchado el dicho que si hubo fuego, baby, cenizas quedan, yeah. Y nunca se quema, yeah. Aunque seas ajena, yeah, yeah. Si por allá llueve, acá no escampa. Solo pienso en ti, en tu piel. Tú solo dime qué vamos a hacer con tanto placer. Y más de una vez me probé el ayer y el trasnocho del amanecer. Que ponga nuestra canción y nos acordamos sabes cuando te veo que ese sentimiento no se compara a nada. Ay, cómo extraño tus besos y me arrepiento que en ti ya no hay nada. Es que tú me encantas y ya sé mirar, no me lo ni sentar. Si por allá y acá no escampa, solo pienso en ti, en tu piel. Tú solo dime qué vamos a hacer con tanto placer. Yo más de una vez me probé el ayer, el trasnocho del amanecer. Que ponga nuestra canción y nos acordamos cuando en esos días había pasión. Yo no sé tú, pero quiero que haya esa conexión. Baby, no digas que no has extrañado esa sensación. Yo no sé tú, pero yo sí. Aunque hay muchos rumores, mucha gente que comenta. Yo sé que estás pa' mí, nunca vas a estar en venta. Quiero volverme viejito contigo a los 60. Solo contigo, bebé. Solo contigo, bebé. Lonely. Mi amor. Nunca lo entendí que pa' mí amar no es lo mismo para otros, que era mucho más que besos. Dices que tú no podías más, que eras débil. Ya no tengo espacio para otra cicatriz más, yeah. Espero que esta sea la última vez, pero seamos sinceros que no aprendo nada.